Ever since I was a little girl, I knew I wanted to work for Oprah. You know, what happened was, this was before social media and before you really had access to people. I started just calling the main line and asking how I can get an internship. And at the time, they didn't offer any internships. They said, if you want to work here, you have to have this kind of experience in media and production. And so I went and did that. I went and worked for ESPN. I went and worked for Comcast. I went and worked as a reporter at WSBT in South Bend so I could understand the production side of the business. So that when I came back to them, I said, I'm ready, I'm prepared. I have all these internships. I have an IU South Bend education, and it worked out in my favor. And one of the great things about IU South Bend is the flexibility they give you with your schedule. So there were days I was working for ESPN in Chicago and I worked Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I set up my class schedule for Tuesdays and Fridays so that I could accommodate both, because they understood the value of real life experience. So that was the priority, is to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to take care of this internship, but also how can we take what you've learned at your internship and talk about it in class? How can we make sure that you're having the full circle experience? When I started working for Oprah, I started as an intern, and I still had my fall semester to finish. And so Dean Dukoff was awesome and gave me the opportunity to do independent study while I started that internship, because we both realized how important this was, and this is what they prepare us for. I think one of the things that IU South Bend taught me in the business school was to ask questions, and not just to ask questions, but to ask the right questions. It's not necessarily about how much you know, but how can you take the information and disseminate it and tell the right story. So it was awesome. I feel like I got a world-class education. Once I got into Harpo and working for Oprah, I realized that I am just as competitive, if not better, than the people my age. I realized that I had the abilities just as everybody else did. It gave me the confidence, and I relied on some of the things that I learned at IU South Bend, and it just, you know, catapulted me into success. So that's where I am, and I've been with Oprah for the last 8 years, which is crazy. And now I'm in Los Angeles. I would tell a young person today, you should definitely go to IU South Bend. It is a world-class education. It's affordable, it's convenient, it's challenging, it's fun. You're gonna make amazing connections. You're gonna be in environments where you know people really care about you. You're gonna be able to have access to your professors in a way that you just won't at other places. And so when you think about what you actually need to go and be successful, there's not a better place that I can think of that gives you those tools you need to be successful.